Hi, my name's Jame, and welcome to day 15 of my Build a Day challenge. Yesterday, we work on this cathedral that I thought I'd be able to finish in a day. I absolutely could not finish it in a day. So this is the second day of me working on this, and depending on how long this takes, I will probably move on and do a bit more work just in the general surroundings of this area. Prettying it up a little bit more and adding some more polish to all of these sections rather than it just being standard grass and all that sort of stuff. But upon first glance back at this, something is glaringly obvious to me just about what's already been put in here, and it's these walls. They are just white, that's it. Even this front section that has a bit more work and some of these side sections with the darker colors, these are a little bit better, but this section through here is just, it's really, really bland. So my plan for starting off is just trying to figure out how this is going to be highlighted. And also this roof is obviously fairly bland. It is just purple wall at the moment. I mentioned that at the end of yesterday's video. So I'm going to add in some purple concrete as well, just to add some variation. And these towers are going to be made out of almost entirely amethyst, as opposed to the purple wall. But once I figured out all of these, then I can start thinking about the interior. But that has to wait until this all starts to actually look like a passable build, like some of these other ones. So I will show you my progress of the roof and those walls. Okay, so here's another quick update. So I've put some variation in the roof, which instantly improves it from a distance. It's not just the same purple wall that it was before. And you'll notice that I've also put in these towers. I can't decide if I like them or not, just as a general shape. It's a little strange, but I mean, it was what I was originally planning for, so I'm going with them anyway. I haven't had time to do any of the work on the walls just yet, so I'm going to be doing that now. Okay, so I've done a bit of effort here, and I've come to the conclusion that without changing a huge amount about the design that's already been built, there's not much that I can do. I've added a few little things, bits and pieces through here. I've got these little supports down here. I filled in these gaps with crimson wood stuff. Put in a small cross shape here, again with the crimson stuff, and mimicked it on this side. And none of the rest of this has changed at all. It's the same as it was yesterday, because I just can't think of many other ways to put in more detail here without fully having to change the depth of everything here. So this is what the outside's going to be, but now it's time to work on the inside. I think this inside is going to be a little tighter than I expected it to be, especially during this corridor through here. I'm going to have to work a lot with, these wall type blocks that don't take up a full block, just to get that little bit of extra space within the room. But I will begin working on that. It's probably going to be a little tough, especially, as I said, along this hallway. But I will try my best to figure something out. Just another quick update here on how the interior is going. It's getting there. I managed to make this room work out, at least somewhat. I'll probably put some more plants and details through here, but it doesn't look too terrible. I basically just left the walls as it was, and it actually managed to work out quite well. This is the main inside room here. I managed to fit in some chairs, just with some crimson wood, and these are, I think, dark oak trapdoors for the flooring, and I think it adds a bit of height variance, which is quite important. The one thing I haven't figured out yet is the interior roof through all the sections, so that's what I'm going to be working on right now. Okay, so after about an hour's more work since yesterday, this is, I would call, a finished build. So I'll take you through everything that I've done today compared to yesterday, just for the full explanation. So I put in purple concrete alongside the purple wool, built up these towers. This is all amethyst and deep slate tile, and I did this weird sort of pyramid shape with a bit stuck in it. And I did the two smaller ones here and then one larger one in the center that is fairly simple. This design is just two crimson trapdoors in different positions, and it looks quite nice. You get a full view of down here if you look through the holes. But this has a similar way that it ends off. Now, going into the actual building, I have put a bunch more leafage through the sides here. That's the wrong type of trapdoor. And finished off the interior seating. As far as the roof, I was going to do something a bit more complex with this, but I thought because it's leading into this sort of big long spire, I guess you'd call it, I thought it's much easier to do a more gradual increase using slabs and stuff. So if I wanted to do some sort of more colorful mural-esque thing, I would have had to use terracotta and stuff, and it would have been a lot steeper because there are no slabs of that variety. So I think this is probably the best of choices, and it also meant that it didn't take too long to finish, which means that now this whole build is actually complete. However, I have a bit of time left over, so I'm going to work on organizing all of this stuff and putting it all together with paths and perhaps a few more trees around the place along this bit. There's a big gap here as well as a gap along this section and a few others around the place. So I'm going to try and tie some stuff together. Okay then. So you'll notice that I have shaders on because I believe that this area I can pretty much call finished now. So I wanted to have a look at it with a shader pack on. This is BSL, if anyone was wondering also. So you've already seen the inside of this. I put a bunch of bone meal down around, which really helps out, and you'll notice that I built this custom tree and also this custom tree over here, and it just adds a fair amount to fill out the area. And as I said, you'll notice that I have a lot of like bone meal stuff on the ground, which I think has really, really improved how this area looks. Now, walking along the ground here, I've got the path put in, and I think shaders really do this justice, showing how well this area has turned out. I might come back to this later, I'm not too sure, but the cathedral really worked me hard to try and make something work, so I'm probably going to move into some slightly different build styles, but I'm quite pleased with how this whole area looks, especially with shaders on. Even these smaller spaces look fairly nice. And yeah, I would say that as a whole, this area has turned out really quite well. So, I thank you guys for watching, and as always, thank you very much.